Nizzy Sports Chat. I am your host, Nizzy. And in this video, you guys are going to be going through our NFL game picks heading into week 11 here. Obviously, Thursday night football's already been wrapped up with an absolutely dominant performance by the New England Patriots over the Atlanta Falcons. Wasn't able to get the video out before that Thursday night matchup, you guys. Just had a busy week there at work. So we're going to come out with the video on Saturday here. I did have the Patriots winning that game, so we've already started off 1-0 on our week here, you guys. I had that score being 27-24 for the Patriots. Obviously, it was a little bit different with the Patriots shutting out the Falcons in that one. Pretty rough performance for the Falcons, honestly, you guys, especially after getting absolutely manhandled by the Dallas Cowboys the week prior. They get just dusted right up by the Patriots here. A rough couple weeks for the Falcons and their fans, you guys. So we're 1-0 on the week to start it off. Going through our records so far this season, you guys. Last week we ended up finishing with a 6-8 record. Had some weird games. Wasn't able to predict them too accurately. Unfortunately, finishing two games below 500. That's the second week now of the season that we finished below 500 for the week. So hopefully we can get things back on track this week. But we're still doing pretty decent overall, you guys. So far this season. Through 10 weeks, we got an 86-59 overall record, so still pretty nicely above 500. But, we want to get things back on track here this week, you guys. Hopefully we can pick some accurate games here. Right real quick before we start picking the games for NFL Week 11, you guys, if you can go ahead and like this video. If you like sporting content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. I've been getting a lot of support lately from you guys, man, and I greatly appreciate it. We're going to keep coming out with as much content as possible here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start breaking down this game. Like I said, obviously the Thursday night matchup's already been finished up. The Patriots took it against the Falcons 25-0. So we'll go ahead and move on to the Sunday early matchups, you guys, starting off with the Packers and the Vikings. Big-time divisional game coming up here, you guys. Definitely could be a trap game for the Packers here. Obviously had a nice dominating performance against the Seahawks last week, winning that one in a shutout victory, shutting out Russell Wilson for the first time in his career. We're coming in against a Viking squad that's a lot better than what their record is here. So we're going to have to perform at a high clip. Obviously, still dealing with some injuries. Bakhtiari's not going to be back for this game. Aaron Rodgers will be playing, even though he's been dealing with that toe injury during the week here. He's going to be a go. So should be a good game still. I expect it to be a close game. Like I said, it's a possibility for an upset happening here. I could see the Vikings winning this game, but as a Green Bay Packers fan, you guys, I got to go ahead and take the Packers in this one. So I'll take the Packers. Final score 28-21 over the Vikings in that game, you guys. Then we got the 49ers versus the Jaguars. 49ers come off a huge victory last week against the Los Angeles Rams. Absolutely dusted them up in that game. Just a dominating performance all around for them, which they needed big time. Obviously, their playoff hopes are on the line here over these next couple of weeks. They need to string some wins together, to stay in that playoff race. So I'm expecting the 49ers to handle this one against the Jaguars pretty easily. Obviously, the Jags aren't a very good team, even though they have beat some good teams. They took that victory over the Buffalo Bills a few weeks back there. But I just don't trust them. I don't have enough faith in this Jaguars squad to pull off the upset against a hungry 49ers team who seems to have their feet under them a little bit better after that big-time victory over the Rams. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 49ers over the Jaguars by a final score of 27-14, you guys. Then we got the Washington football team versus the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton's first start back as a Carolina Panther, and it's pretty fitting, to be honest with you guys, as he's going to be playing his old coach and Ron Rivera, who's the head coach now for the Washington football team. So this should be a good little rivalry matchup going on here on Sunday, you guys. Obviously, Chase Young is now done for the season with a torn ACL. Very unfortunate news. Tore his ACL in the last game there. I think that's going to hinder their defense a little bit. Obviously, he's the leader of Washington's defense there. Not having him in that pass rush on that front, I think, is going to impact their defensive capabilities a little bit. And I think the Panthers are just going to come in a little bit rejuvenated, a little bit hungry here. I think Cam's going to give them a little burst of energy to that offense. And, the Carolina Panthers still have a great defense. I really like Matt Rule as a coach. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Panthers in this one, you guys, in a pretty close one here, 24-17 for the Carolina Panthers. And we got the Detroit Lions versus the Cleveland Browns, you guys. This should be a get-right game for the Browns after a terrible loss to the New England Patriots last week. They just got absolutely dismantled by that team. Baker looked terrible. Obviously, he's got the torn labrum, but it's not his throwing arm. But he just has not looked like himself this season. We can say it's the injury, I would assume, even though it's not his throwing arm, it's still affecting his play. It can't feel great having torn labrum that you're going to need surgery on in the offseason here. But I do expect him to have a bounce back game against the worst team in the league right now. I don't give the Lions any chance in winning this game. I think the Browns are going to be coming in hungry and they need a victory badly. The last thing they want to do is be going into Monday with a loss to the fucking lowly Lions, right? So I definitely taking the Browns, you guys, in a blowout here. I think the Browns will take this one pretty handily. Final score 35-14 for the Cleveland Browns. Then we got the Colts versus the Bills, big time AFC matchup, you guys. The Colts have been on a tear the last few weeks, trying to crawl back into the playoff race and crawl back into the divisional race against the Tennessee Titans. The Buffalo Bills have been playing a lot better football the last couple of weeks as well. It's going to be a good matchup, man. Big time matchup between Carson Wentz and Josh Allen. Big time matchup between two big defenses in the AFC. Probably two of the better defenses in the league, in the Colts and the Bills. They both got stout defenses. They're both pretty good on the offensive side of the ball as well. I'd say the Colts got the advantage in the run game there. Jonathan Taylor's been lighting it up the last few weeks. And that offensive line of the Colts has just been nasty in the run blocking game so far in the last couple of weeks, you guys. So I think it's going to be somewhat of a close one, but if it comes down to it here, you guys, and I going to put it in which quarterback do I trust more in this matchup? And in my opinion, I trust Josh Allen more than I trust Carson Wentz, you guys. And for that reason, I'm going to choose the Buffalo Bills to come out victorious in this one. Final score 28-17 for the Bills. Then we got the Saints and the Eagles, you guys. I think this will be a nice bounce back win for the Saints this week here. Obviously, the Eagles are coming off a win against Denver last week. I just don't have a lot of faith in the Eagles to string together wins here. They've been an up and down team all season long. And I think the Saints coaching advantage is going to take over in this game. I think they're going to get out coached. I think the Eagles are going to get out coached by the Saints. And I think that Saints defense is just going to be too stout, for the Eagles offense to overcome. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Saints in this one by a final score of 27-21. We got the Dolphins versus the Jets, you guys. Two lowly teams in the AFC going head-to-head here. Dolphins have won a couple games. Jets got Joe Flacco starting this week, so they got that quarterback carousel continuing to revolve in a circle there, you guys. We'll see how Big Joe does there. I think it's going to be a pretty close game, to be honest with you guys. I'm picking a bit of a crazy one in this one. Obviously, the Dolphins are probably the favorite here, coming off a couple of wins. They got the better defense right now. They got less injuries. Tua's been looking a little bit better the last couple of weeks. But at the end of the day here, you guys, I got a lot of faith in Robert Saleh. I think he's going to have his team ready to go with a veteran quarterback who's not going to shoot himself in his foot and make costly mistakes. That's going to cost the Jets the game in this one. So I do think it's going to be a nail biter down to the end, but I think the Jets are going to come out with a big upset here. And Joe Flacco's first start of the season, and it's going to be a 21-21 victory for the 21-20 victory for the Jets, you guys. That'll be my first big time upset here of the week. Then we got the Ravens versus the Bears. This will be a pretty big time matchup as well. The Ravens are reeling a little bit here. They're going to want to get back in the win column. Obviously, some big time news coming out of the NFL earlier this week, you guys. Khalil Mack is done for the season. He's got to go get surgery on his foot. So very unfortunate for the Chicago Bears. Obviously, he's one of the solid rocks on that defense for them. One of the best pass rushers in the league. So they're definitely going to be missing Khalil Mack on the defensive side of the ball. And I just don't trust the Bears offense enough to be able to put up enough points against the Ravens. And Lamar Jackson there. I think Lamar Jackson's going to come out and have himself a game against this Bears defense. So I'm taking the Ravens 30-21 over the Chicago Bears in that one, you guys. Then we got the Texans versus the Titans. Now this is another upset game that I'm taking, you guys. Obviously the Titans are on a hot streak lately here. Even though Derrick Henry's been out, they've still been able to find a way to win the games. Texans had a rough loss last week there. This will be Tyrod Taylor's second week back in the action coming off the injury. I think he's going to be a lot better than last week. And I think this is one of those trap games where the Tennessee Titans might just show up thinking they've already got the victory sealed and dealed. And the Texans end up pulling off a bit of an upset here. So I'm honestly going for a pretty crazy upset, you guys. I mean, it's pretty ballsy going for a Texans victory here, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the Houston Texans to beat the Titans by a final score of 27-24. Probably probably gonna be wrong on this one, but I got a weird feeling there's gonna be a couple weird upsets. That's why I'm taking the Jets and the Texans this week, you guys. That wraps up the Sunday early matchups. We'll head over to the Sunday afternoon games now. Just three of them in the slot this week. Starting off with the Bengals and the Raiders, you guys. This should be a good matchup. Two teams very desperate for a win to keep their playoff hopes alive, keep in with that wild card race. It's been a bit of a tough stretch for the Bengals here the last few weeks. I believe they had a bye week last week, so got a little bit of rest, rejuvenate the squad, get things back even keeled and ready to roll here. Obviously, the Raiders have had nothing but troubles this season, losing John Gruden. Henry Ruggs is gone now, for his career's over. So it's just been a rough stretch for the Vegas Raiders, you guys. And for that reason alone, I just think the Bengals are going to be the hungrier team. Coming up in the Sunday afternoon matchup, I think Joe Burrow is going to have a great game. Him and Jamar Chase are going to get things clicking there down in Vegas. So I'm gonna gamble a bit here, and I'm gonna take the Bengals on the road versus the Raiders. You guys, final score 24-17 for the Bengals. Then we got the Cowboys versus the Chiefs. This should be an outstanding matchup, you guys. The Chiefs are looking a little bit better here the last couple weeks. Obviously beating the Green Bay Packers a couple weeks ago, and then just dusting up the Raiders last week. So this should be a good game for sure. The Cowboys are still looking real good, bounced back nicely after a bad loss to Denver. Absolutely manhandled the Atlanta Hawks last week. So this is going to be a big-time game, probably the biggest game for both of these teams so far this season. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I don't think the defenses are going to do too well in this game. It's going to be a battle of the offenses here. And I think the Cowboys' offense is just going to have a little extra juice in this game against the Chiefs. I just don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to put up enough points, and I think Dallas's defense is a smidgen better than the Chiefs' defense. The Chiefs' defense still isn't very good, and I like the Cowboys' chances in this one, you guys, on the road. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Dallas Cowboys by a final score of 35-30 over the Chiefs. Then we got the Cardinals versus the Seahawks, big-time divisional game here, you guys. I'm picking another upset in this one. I'm sure most people are thinking the Cardinals are going to be able to come away with a victory here. Not too sure if Kyler Murray is playing yet. I believe he's questionable to return. Same with D-Hop. I think he's also questionable. So if those two guys are back, it's obviously going to be a lot closer of a game. But if they don't have Kyler Murray or D-Hop, there's no doubt in my mind the Seahawks are going to take the victory in this one. And even if D-Hop and Kyler Murray are playing in this game, I'm still taking the Seahawks. Like I said, it was the first time in Russell Wilson's career that he was shut out in a game, in the game last week versus the Green Bay Packers. I cannot see that happening again. I don't even think it's going to be close this time to a shutout. I think they're going to come out hungry and a little bit pissed off after their performance against Green Bay. They're going to want to come out hungry for a win. They need one very badly here to keep their playoff hopes alive. Otherwise, it's pretty much a wrap on their season if they lose this game to the Cardinals. So I'm taking the Seahawks by a final score of 30-24, you guys. And that leaves the Sunday night matchup now. We got the Steelers and the Chargers. Should be another good one here. I just was seeing this morning that Big Ben is approved to play. He got 2 negative tests. So he will be a go for this Sunday night matchup versus the Chargers. So that's going to be a big addition back for the Steelers squad, getting their quarterback back in the fold. Obviously, Najee Harris has been outstanding so far at the running backs position for them this year. That defense is still playing stout football for the Steelers. Should be a good game here, you guys. I just don't think the Steelers' offense is going to be able to put up enough points against Justin Herbert and the offense of the Chargers. I think they're going to have a big-time game here and solidify a playoff spot for the LA Chargers, you guys. I think Justin Herbert's going to go ahead and have a big game on Sunday night there. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers on their home field by a final score of 28-24. And then we got the Monday night matchup, you guys. The New York Giants versus the Tampa Bay Bucks. Bucks coming off back-to-back losses. Obviously, they had a bye weekend between those two losses there. Giants have, been a disappointing season so far. Not a very good start to their season. They're trying to crawl back into it here. But the Giants' season's already been pretty much made up for them. I'd say, there's no chance the Giants are coming back and getting into a playoff spot this year. I don't give them any chance of winning against the Bucks team. There's no damn way I see Tom Brady and the Bucks losing 3 straight games. I do think it's going to be a closer game than what people expect, just because of the secondary of the Bucks isn't very strong right now with all the injuries. So I do think the Giants are going to be able to put up some points. But at the end of the day, I still think the Bucs are taking this one pretty handily. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bucs 33-27 over the Giants, you guys. And that wraps up Week 11 picks. Would love to get your guys' opinion in the comments section down below. Who are you guys taking in each of the games coming up here in Week 11? Like I said, 86-59 overall record so far this season, so not too shabby. Hopefully we can get back in the win column this week after a 6-8 record last week, you guys. Please go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, man, and this is Nizzy with Nizzy Sports Channel.